Lineage of evil. Oh my goodness. This story is amazing, okay? I can't lie, this story is absolutely gold. This is the perfect, and I mean the perfect representation of this country, of the United States of America. The perfect representation, not what they tried to tell you right in school, not what they try to tell other countries. This story right here is the perfect representation of the country. Now, for those who don't know of the story, I'm going to give you just the details, right? So what happens is, so you have this white woman with two kids on the playground. She's confronted by this black man who tells her, hey, did you just call this kid N-word? And just like most of these cowards, she tries to say, what are you talking about? Well, I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Did you call him the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Because that's usually their go-to. Is either they don't know anything or then it becomes a joke. When consequences happen to knock on their door, it becomes a joke or they don't know anything. So she goes, I didn't know anything. Eventually, as he continues to press her, she admits it and she says the N-word. And she says, well, he stole from my bag. The kid went in my bag. Now.
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him the little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old an N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
We don't know this to be true. We don't know anything about it. But apparently, this little 5-year-old autistic kid went in her bag and took something from her son. We don't know what it was. We don't know if they got it back. We don't know anything about that. But that's the story, right? Now, are you ready? Are you ready for this, bruh? It is absolutely amazing because just right on cue, when these racists, how do we say, Blanca of Basura, okay? Blanca Basura, all right? When these individuals, when they try and claim victim, it's always when they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, right? They always say can't stand consequences. Because I want you to understand when it comes to this racist, this lineage of evil, because it comes from an inferiority for them. It comes from an inferiority because they feel, well, I won't say that whether or not they're true, okay, because I think we're all equal in God's eyes, but they're definitely feel inferior to black people. That's just what it is based off of their behavior, okay? Based off of their behavior. So this woman claims victim, just like they always do, and goes to fundraise off of this victimhood. Let me just remind y'all, okay, for those watching, anytime this lineage of evil, these racists want to say, oh, black people this, black people that, it's everything that they accuse, all their accusations are nothing more than confessions. And we're going to get into that. That's all they are. She goes and fundraises, and the goal was like 30K or something like that, and it goes to 100K, and it goes to 200K, and it goes to 300K, and it goes to 400K, and gets to the point where she raises the bar from 100K to now 1 million. The goal is now 1 million, and it's absolutely amazing. Let's break this down, okay, shall we? First off, the Blanca Basura, okay, the Blanca Basura, she is emblematic of the typical, I don't know what to tell you, the typical Caucasian in this country, all right? They like to to promote this appearance of, dignified, well-mannered, well-behaved, conquerors, we was Vikings and everything. Once again, every accusation is nothing more than confession. Because you know how they love to say the racist, the racist tropes about black people, oh, we was kings, even though that's historically accurate. They don't know anything about where we came from. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about the country that they live in, right? They think that our history began and ended when we got off the slave ships. They don't know anything about that. Now, this is a quote that I've always brought up when it comes to Lyndon B. Johnson. If you can make the lowest of the white people, all right, feel good, I'm giving you the overall gist of it, feel good about the color of their skin, you can dig in their pockets. This woman is doing exactly that. She has tapped in to the incel low IQ, which is a good chunk of this country, unfortunately, and is going into their pockets, bruh, simply for doing nothing other than calling a black child, a black autistic child, the N-word. Damn. I want you to think about that, all right? Think about how low the barrier to entry is to impress these people, this lineage of evil. That's what they are. Think about that. The barrier is to simply call a black child, the N-word. And now you have these incels and these goofies giving money at them. You have if you go through the comment section, it's a whole bunch of people with coping mechanisms. Oh, we gotta segregate. Listen, first off, when it comes to this whole we gotta make a segregation, you already have segregation. Okay, what are you talking about? For the most part, many people are already segregated in their areas. I don't understand. If you don't want to live around black people, then don't live around black people. But the issue is that many of them are impoverished. They just poor and white, okay? They're very much Blanca Basura. That's what they are. But the hustle that this country has made them think is that the color of their skin, that's the equalizer. Yeah, I may be poor and white, but at least I'm not black. So they will be eating slop. They will have, won't know up from down, won't be able to do 1 + 1 = 2, right? Because they think it's 6. But they will, despite all of their disadvantages, okay, despite their shortcomings, they have a sense of superiority in their head, even though it stems from an inferiority. That's the crazy part. Like, it's very much a Dunning-Kruger effect for a vast swath of this country, due to them just having the complexion for the protection, as Paul Mooney would say. That being said, let's get into this woman. You know the whole manosphere and this whole talking point of, oh, I want a woman who doesn't have, septum rings and all. Let's think about this. This woman is a single parent. Is a single parent. Remember what I said before? Every accusation is nothing more than confession. She's a single parent. She has a whole bunch of tattoos on her. She got 2 kids, not one. She got 2 kids. Father isn't there. No ring on the finger. Nothing. All right? Nothing. This is who they are. Damn. Every stereotype that they tried to present on black women and black men, that is nothing more than a confession to who they are at their core, the lineage of evil. That's who they are.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Please do not listen to the propaganda on the news, the movies, the TV shows, because they like to put their best foot forward, as would anyone, right? I understand that. But the problem is that the reality of the situation is this woman. There is an epidemic, okay, going on in the white community when it comes to single parent households, okay? Now, you wouldn't know that. You want to know why? Because how the lineage of evil, how these races have managed to cope with their inferiority, okay? And once again, I believe we're all equal in God's eyes, but this is how they come off. They come off as if they believe that they're inferior. It just is what it is. But how they cope is they deflect to black people. Now, we've all been in conversations where we're talking about certain things and you bring up a stat or something, you bring up an issue, it's like, hey, this is a single parent household, you're like, and they'll go, but black people, right? Always goes to black people, but per capita. Now, this is something that just blows my mind. Why are y'all so obsessed with black people? That's what I don't understand. How does the per capita rate of single parent households and black families, how does that get you to have a job, little Timmy? How does that get this lady, this woman, a white husband? Huh? How does this benefit you in any way, shape, or form? I'm just curious. It blows my mind. They have more stats on black people, and most of them are outdated, misconstrued, without context. They have more data on black people than they do their own people, bruh. Damn. They are more focused on black people, and they are allowing their white men and their white women to go to freaking extinction. That's what's happening. That's why you're seeing a lot of white women leave white men. Because you can see how simple, as far as simple-minded they are, not only simple-minded, but they become incels. That's what they become. Unfortunately. And listen, this is not to say that all white men, no, but there is a serious issue within the white community that has not gone addressed because they are spending most of their time talking about black people. And it's wild to me. It's like you on the Titanic and you making fun of a little ship because they don't have an engine. It's like, oh, look at them. They just using the oars trying to swim. And we're on the Titanic. We got this big boat. And it's just like, y'all don't see the iceberg? If y'all would stop focusing on us, maybe you could avoid the iceberg that's in front of you. Now, mind you, no one cares about any of that. I want you to understand. Is there any person coming out and saying, well, she's a single mother. Where's the baby daddy? Shouldn't the father have been present there? Shouldn't the father be supporting her? Shouldn't the father of the children? They don't care about any of that. I want you to understand. This is why I say when it comes to the lineage of evil, they just bring up these talking points to attack black people. It's not that they care about what goes on in Chicago. It's not that they care about, the homicide arrests, because that's what they are, arrests, not convictions. And when you look at the convictions and juxtapose them when it comes to exonerations, the numbers start to show a different picture. But they don't care about any of that. All they care is about maligning black people. That's their mindset. That's why many of these races, this lineage of evil, are so sick. They're so ill in their representation. They're usually, visually weak, right? The men are usually frail. They usually try to have beards or something to hide their insecurities of their frailness. They're very, inarticulate. They're slow to speak. They have horrible body language, right? They can't approach women because they have no social skills. And then once a woman gets to know them, they realize, you're a weirdo, or you're a racist, you're a psychopath, or you're a school shooter. The list goes on. You like your dog a little too much. So, and they bounce. Damn. There's a mass exodus that is happening, and it seems that this group of white men, instead of fixing themselves, their coping mechanism is to attack black people. And that's weird to me. It's very weird because I'm like, that's not going to help you get out of the situation you're in. That's not going to help this woman in the situation she's in. What she's managed to do is use y'all as a lick. That's it. That's all she's managed to do. That's what you don't understand. This is why many of y'all are incels, because you don't get the psychology of what's going on. You don't get women at all. She boosted this from 100K to 1 million. She's a single parent, two kids, two kids, looking nothing more than just Blanca Basura. That's what she looks like. She's got, did I mention she has a record of DWI, driving while under the influence, right? Driving while intoxicated. She has a record of DWI and in public, I think she was brawling. She was fighting in public. This is literally, the poster child for Blanca Basura. That is the poster child. And unfortunately, she is the representation of millions of women, bro. Millions of women within their group. Damn. And that is sad. I wish, the best for other people so that they don't turn out like that. Okay, this is the whole point of the country, is that you don't turn out like that. That's the irony, is that you don't turn out like people like this. But she's managed to get a bag, and I'm not going to knock the hustle. Hey, if you can call someone the N-word and get close to 1 million, by all means, knock yourself out. But at the end of the day, how's that going to help you tomorrow, right? All the goofies who are praising this, how's that going to help your situation when it comes to low birth rates? How's it going to help little Timmy when it comes to incline in mental health? How's that going to help, you get a job, right? How's that going to help the white youth when they don't have the money to afford this white family that they constantly want to LARP about online? But their way of coping about their inferior situation is to say, well, at least I'm not black. At least I'm not the black guy. At least I'm not the N. And it's just like, you're willing to completely allow your own people that you claim to love go into extinction, okay, just so you can attack black people. That's a severe mental illness. That's truly fascinating. But I just want people to understand this is who they are. This is who they are. So when people talk about, racism is, it's a thing of the past, if you don't mention it, think about that. And then to add the cherry on top, they're trying to compare this to Karmelo Anthony, someone you know who claims to be using self-defense. Now, once again, that's like I would say an oxymoron in this country, a black person claiming self-defense in their eyes, because they're always the aggressor. They're always the bad person in their eyes. That's just part of being in America. But trying to compare someone, as far as defending themselves, claiming self-defense, to an aggressor, a white kid who was the aggressor, to this woman who calls a black child, a 5-year-old, the N-word, is ludicrous. It goes to show you that these are people without scruples. These are people without a conscience. These are people who have lost their humanity. So if you try to talk to them in a humanely manner, it won't resonate with them. Okay? Because they're gone. The demons have fully encompassed their body. That's why I say a lineage of evil. And as we can see with those two kids, those two boys, unfortunately, that's going to be passed down on to them. Because evil begets evil, begets evil, begets evil. These kids don't know anything about racism. They don't know anything about the N-word. But best believe that their, a Blanca Basura woman, the mother of them, is going to teach them. It's going to teach them to hate. That's unfortunately. And I would like to see, the children taken away from her. Because clearly she's not financially responsible. She's not responsible even as an adult getting a DWI charge and then, fighting in public. So everything about her is showing that she lacks any type of, moral compass, we'll say. Especially not one to have two children, okay? But they won't bring that up. They won't bring that up. They won't acknowledge her record. They won't acknowledge any of that. Matter of fact, I saw people trying to attack the person who called her out. This is what they do. Coping mechanism. It's sad, but you start to notice a pattern. And this pattern is leading them to their own demise. And they're so hateful and so bigoted and so low IQ that they don't even see it, bruh. They don't even see it. So, good luck. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, you gotta call like you see it. And she's right. We've got to protect the white race, okay? We've got to stand up and fight. Black fatigue is real. Or if you can't believe, let me guess, you make close to maybe $30K a year and got no women. let me just take a, let me just take a jab. Are you an incel? Let me just take a guess. You have nothing going on in your life. Because that's what I've noticed that often correlates with this mindset. When these people who go down these rabbit holes, black fatigue and everything. It's like, how can you be a part of the lineage of evil and then have the temerity to talk about black people and having black fatigue? You just have to be completely ignorant of history, especially American history, to say such things. They so desperately want to be the victims. That's what they want. And you can't stop someone who goes out of their way to be a victim. You can't help it. So it is what it is. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Disagreement Day currently is usually Thursday through Saturday, new time. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And anyways, guys, if you liked the video, anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.